if you are a Corinthians fan or just a football kit collector or just a fan of
Which I would
football
say that
kits,
most of our viewers probably will be.
you'd like to think
If you've
so.
made it this far into the video and you're expecting us to put a cake together or something,
No,
yeah, you're probably going to
you'll
feel a
have to
bit
watch
let down.
our other channel for that when it comes out.
The,
Anyway,
the kit cake down. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Kit Breakdown. Today we've got some amazing shirts from Subside Sports. So people have talked a lot about the third shirts that have been done by Adidas and Nike within Europe. So obviously we've done another video that's going to review those. But today we're going to take a look at how Nike and Adidas have approached things a little bit differently in North America. And we're going to start actually with a Canada shirt here.
Yeah.
So we've got the Canada home and away on the table. I think what's really interesting for the Canada shirt is obviously the Nike logo, very 90s inspired on the front, the way they've put the swoosh into an oval shape. So I can't remember seeing that in football previously.
no.
Certainly not to my knowledge. If anybody out there watching knows better and can tell us in the comments. So it definitely feels of that 90s North American sports era, but to see it within football, it feels like a first to me.
Yeah.
And I think what's interesting is that we've seen, and we'll come to it shortly, we've seen that Nike have used slightly different logo executions across different areas of football
Yeah.
this year. But this one stands out as, to the best of my knowledge, again, the only place that it's currently showing up.
Yeah. I'm not a massive fan of it, if I'm honest. I quite like the kit.
Yep.
I'm not a big fan of the floppy neckline, but I quite like the kit itself. I don't think it's too bad. I'm not a big fan of that swoosh in the oval. I never have been, to be honest. And obviously, back in the day, I've worked for Nike, if you didn't know that. And there's definitely other logos that I think they could have been looking at. They could have been looking at what we had was an actual football logo that we used on a lot of our training products.
Yeah.
That was quite an iconic logo back in the day. And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, we used that across the Total 90 training product.
Yeah.
And even that, the Total 90 logo,
Yeah.
such an iconic logo
or the
back in the day.
scripted one that's like the scripted Nike lowercase.
Yeah, which is, that's quite a retro logo. Yeah, I think the challenge is, right, you've got Adidas, who have got basically two really distinctive logos.
Yeah.
They've obviously got the three stripes, and then they've got the trefoil. And for me, when I look at, I think they call it the athletic badge. Is it the equipment?
Yes.
Is it the equipment
Let's
badge,
go
which is the
with
one in the triangle? But anyway, you guys will know more than we do, although we should know that. But if
yourself up there.
yeah, I totally tripped myself up there. We're probably going to have to edit that. So yeah, if you think of Adidas, there's two logos that they've got. They've obviously got the diamond three stripes, and they've got the trefoil logo. And for me, there's not much deviation.
Yeah.
You know, when I think about what they've put on football kits over the years, you've got the three stripes, you've got the trefoil, you've got the kind of diamond triangle kind of three stripes. So when Nike have come in, they're not.
Well, they don't have that to draw on.
No, they don't. But they don't. It kind of feels like they're not quite sure where to go.
Yeah.
Whereas for someone that's actually worked in that football world with Nike and have seen that growth, you know, there's definitely some logos there that they probably just need to concentrate on and amplify, you know, because if I think of, like, you know, the script logo, or whether it's the Total 90 logo, I don't think they've done enough with Total 90. I mean, that was such an iconic logo.
Yeah, it was amazing.
You know, could they get away with 9-0?
I've heard some suggestion that there's going to be a comeback of it, but only on trainers rather than...
Right. Yeah, which I think would be a bit of a miss, really, because even when I worked there, we didn't do that much with the Total 90 logo. We didn't quite capture it that well on the
Yeah.
and I think there's probably an opportunity there. So when I see the Nike swoosh in an oval, I'm kind of thinking, yeah, not 100% convinced. However, there is another Nike logo that we can maybe talk about, which is this
Corinthians,
Corinthians one, which if you're a Liverpool fan, you'll also notice that this logo appears on your away kit. I believe. Is it the third kit? Sorry, excuse me, the third kit.
Yeah, so the upturned swoosh is based off, obviously first showed up at the Women's World Cup, and it's to represent the kind of uptick in the growth of women's football. So it's interesting that they've now moved it across to some of the men's shirts to help represent that. We saw some indications around that World on Barcelona kits last season of looking at the Barcelona women's team and paying reference to them. But yeah, obviously they've approached it again here with Corinthians. So I mean, again, what's your take on that? It's something that's
I think it's going to be a controversial thing I'm going to say, but I actually don't mind it.
Yeah.
I think there's a few people that I know have referred to it as like a hockey stick and various different things, but I don't actually mind it. I mean, I think they're giving it a go.
Yeah.
But as I said earlier, I think there's other logos that they could draw down on, and because it's referencing women's football, I'd probably just use it exclusively for women's.
Yeah.
And then maybe use one of the ones that we've had in the male football arena for Nike.
Yeah, totally.
And go that way. What I would say though, if you are a Corinthians fan or just a football kit collector or just a fan of
I would say that most of our viewers probably will be.
You'd like to think so.
You made it this far into the video and you're expecting us to put a cake together or something.
No,
yeah, you're probably going to.
You'll have to work our other channel for that when it comes out. Anyway,
the kit cake down.
Anyway, happy birthday. So yeah, the blackout kit from Corinthians, absolute belter kit. So if you can get your hands on one of them,
well, if you go to Subside Sports,
there you go. But yeah, I think that's a great looking kit. Love that.
I mean, we saw blackout kits it became the thing for a little while.
Yeah.
And then just disappeared. So it's quite nice to just see it show up again.
Yeah, it's lovely. And again, being hypercritical, why didn't it do the upside down or the, the side?
Would have really made it quite an interesting piece of streetwear.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, I'm sorry, Jerry, but the chances of you getting this back, highly unlikely. So love
Jerry's the guy that owns Subside Sports. Just a bit of context for everybody.
Yeah. So what else have we got?
Well, Jerry has also very kindly sent me. So we've talked about the third shirts from what's been happening in Europe with Nike and Adidas and what they've done with their logos. But for the MLS, where of course Adidas have got exclusivity across the whole league, they've gone down more of a NASL inspired route, which is obviously the origins of club football in North America, or professional club football in North America. So they've taken inspiration from the kits of that 70s era. So really love this with the LA in the middle of the Galaxy logo being called out with a nice chain stitch. It just kind of feels, again, very 90s, which is interesting because it's the NASL really originated in the 70s. But even in terms of, they've got like the old MLS logo on the back of it as well. Yeah. So it really speaks into the heritage of the league, which is
10 years old.
Yeah, well, it makes me feel old saying the heritage of the league. But no, I mean, the reality is, it's been around long enough now that there is stuff that we can look back on from the 90s.
Absolutely. Well, it's interesting because I've got the replica one here.
Okay.
And when I look at the replica one, I'd be fairly pleased with that. It's obviously done on the World Cup template.
Yeah.
So we've got this really beautiful execution of the three stripes.
Yeah, we missed that for the Euros, didn't we, really?
Yeah, we did. But I quite like the execution of the badges. We've got like a high density embroidery on that.
Three-dimensional, isn't it?
Yeah, which for those guys that don't know what that is, there's basically a little piece of kind of rubber or whatever it might form behind the embroidery. So as you're stitching through it, you kind of get this high-rise bit to it, which is what they've obviously done on the Galaxy on the badge as well, which is quite nice. It's a nice little touch.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see how that wears though. So anybody that's worn this in any kind of football matches and stuff, does it grate on you? Is it a nipple grater or is it nice and comfortable? But visually, I think that's a great looking kit.
Really something quite unique and different.
Talking about that, Rob.
Yeah, well, another one that we've been sent, and it is a bad boy indeed. The Kansas City Wizards.
The graphic on that, it's like from Adidas in the 70s.
Yeah, totally. I mean, and it really is just a belting visual, and I think something that the guys at Adidas have talked to us about when they were talking about the MLS was the importance of some of the kits being really accessible as streetwear and feeling, instead of just trying to replicate American sports, really bring together what it is about football, what it is about the city or the club, and then put it through a bit of a wearable streetwear lens. And I think with this one as well, across the whole collection for the league, they've absolutely nailed it.
Yeah, that's nice.
I really like that. I think the typeface and everything on it's just...
Yeah,
exactly of the era. It's all authentic, but it just feels like the right time to be bringing this stuff back.
Yeah, great.
So big fan of that. We would love to know what you think back at home. Would you like to see something like this done maybe next season for the European teams rather than the trefoil? Would you like to see a real walk down to some of those distinctive kits down memory lane and see those coming back? I don't know if there's anything quite as dramatic as we saw in North America when they were kicking off that league, but it would be interesting. Who do you support and which kind of radical kit from the past would you like to see brought back? Let us know in the comments. If you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to learn more about how football kits are designed and maybe even give yourself a chance of getting into the industry, then do visit sparkdesignacademy.com, where you'll be able to take a course that's led by myself and Craig, and you'll learn there all the tricks of the trade about how to become a professional football kit designer. So take care. Until next time, we will see you on the Kit Breakdown.